All right, guys. So I know we're still hurting. We're recovering from a pretty rough night. Not gonna lie. No one feels good about this except, well, the people who voted for them, which will those smiles are going to turn into frowns real quick. But I do have something for you guys to smile about. I don't want to be the doom and gloom guy today. I already made a video, about the warning that Jordan Peterson sent to Canada, which I think is accurate. But you know what else happened last night? There was another devastating loss. And it belonged to this guy right here, Jagmeet Singh, who not only had his party get absolutely obliterated, he lost his own riding as well, and also resigned. I know you guys hate listening to him talk. I do too, although I do like to make fun of him. So it's almost like bittersweet, because this is very, very likely the last video I'm ever going to make on this channel talking about Jagmeet Singh, because he's gone. He's out of here. So we'll watch his concession speech, his resignation speech, I guess you can call it that. Then we'll talk about it after, and hopefully this puts a big smile on your face, because you deserve it.
I want to take a moment to congratulate Prime Minister Carney on his victory. He has an important job to do to represent all Canadians and to protect our country and its sovereignty from the threats of Donald Trump. Tonight and every night, all of us here, we're on Team Canada. We want Canada to thrive, and we're going to continue to fight for Canada. Obviously, I know this night is a disappointing night for New Democrats. We had really good candidates that lost tonight. I know how hard you worked. I spent time with you. You're amazing. I'm so sorry you're not going to be able to represent your communities. Choosing to commit your life to politics obviously comes with some sacrifice, but we choose this life because of the chance to change the country we love for the better. We may lose sometimes, and those losses hurt, it's tough. But we are only defeated if we stop fighting. We're only defeated when we believe that those that tell us that we can never dream of a better Canada, a fairer Canada, a more compassionate Canada. I have met New Democrats from coast to coast to coast who will never back down, even when they're told that there's no room for them at the table. We make room for everyone because we believe that there is enough wealth in Canada for all of us to live the life that we deserve. Honestly, I got to avoid making eye contact with certain people because then it's going to get too emotional up here. So I just made the mistake of doing that, so I'm going to look away now. You know who you are. Don't look at me again. Almost 8 years ago, I was elected the leader of this incredible party, this incredible movement. I've worked really hard to be worthy of this trust, to live up to...
I mean, sorry to pause it, but it's just, look at him. He's like laughing and, I'm going to get emotional. He got his pension. He helped the Liberals win. He got what he wanted. Oh, I'm going to get emotional. I'm going to cry. Dude, yeah, tears of joy because now you're out of here. Off with $2.8 million like a bandit. And what did he accomplish? Guy took his party and threw it off a cliff. Just because Donald Trump and mean old Pierre Poilievre. Yeah, we'll see how mean Pierre Poilievre is when we're going to be looking at the policies that Mark Carney is going to create, which this moron helped. There's going to be a lot of people who switch their opinion very, very quickly, and they're going to be wishing they elected Pierre Poilievre. Because with him, we had a chance. With Mark Carney, it's going to get worse much, much faster than people think. In 6 months from now, you're not going to see people with a very high approval rating of him. There's no way. Thanks, moron. Thanks, Jagmeet Singh. Look, he doesn't give a shit. Oh, I'm so sad. Well, we're not sad. Now you're gone, and maybe we can get a competent leader to actually run the party and think for themselves instead of riding off the coattails of the Liberals.
To the legacy of our movement. Hold on a sec here, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Thank you. One more sec. Tonight, I've been informed a party leader that I'll be stepping down as party leader as soon as an interim leader can be appointed. Now, I could not have done this incredible job without. Here's a point.
Incredible job.
Give me a second to break down a bit. I couldn't have done it without the
All
incredible.
right, sorry, can't do it. My God. I can't hear this guy talk about how he's going to fucking cry all the time. Good Lord. Stop taking estrogen injections, Jagmeet Singh. Good Lord. It's unbelievable. I couldn't even make it through the whole 3:43 of the video. But you can't blame me. We're already all frustrated enough. But again, good news. He's gone. We can all laugh. He's never going to be in Canadian politics ever again. There's no way. What can we do now? Well, we can hope that the NDP actually gets a leader that is like a populist, left-leaning person. That's what the best outcome that's possible. I don't know who that might be. Let me know in the comment section who you think would actually be a good leader. Someone who's not going to ride the coattails of the Liberals and just do everything they want for nothing in return, other than his pension. But that's what we need. Throw out some names in the comments. It doesn't have to be someone in the NDP. It could be someone else. Someone that comes in there and establishes themselves as their own different party. We're not going to just stick with the Conservatives, or we're not going to stick with the Liberals. We're going to be our own party. We're going to attack both sides equally and reestablish themselves. That's what they need to do. So we have a chance now for us to have a decent third option. Is the NDP smart enough of a party to do this? I don't know. The level of stupidity, it's like a well that never dries up with them. So I don't know. But because Jagmeet Singh destroyed his own party, the left had nowhere else to go but vote Liberal. The Green Party also canceled 100 candidates from running so that they wouldn't split the vote. And all those votes went Liberal. So say what you want about Pierre Poilievre's mistakes. I'm not saying he didn't make any. But that's not his fault. Trump tariffs aren't his fault. Doug Ford being an idiot and running his fat fucking mouth all the time and not supporting Pierre Poilievre and being all chummy with Mark Carney, just like the true liberal that Doug Ford is, that didn't help Pierre either. And that was the plan, because I think Doug Ford wants to be the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. Doug, you probably will never hear this, but if you do, it'll never happen, okay? I had an idea from one of my friends who sent me a message on Facebook today. And he says, if you're thinking about creating some merchandise, why don't you create a fuck Doug Florida flag? And I thought, wow, that would be a great way to start off a merch company, wouldn't it? Or at least a merch segment of my channel, right? Sell some merchandise, get the message out there even better. What do you guys think of that? Would you be interested if I started creating things like that for you guys to purchase? I'll try to make it as cheap as possible. Figure that out. But if you guys want it, I'll do it. Just let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section also who you think is going to be the leader of the NDP party. Do you think they're going to smarten up and not make the same mistakes they did last time? Not to mention, I also want to remind you, it's much more hard, even if the 6 or 7 remaining MPs want to team up with the Liberals and give them a majority, they don't have official party status. So there's really no incentive for them to do it. They're not going to be selected in Mark Carney's cabinet, just like Jagmeet Singh wasn't, right? So it's much, much more difficult for them to do this. The Bloc is not going to side with the Liberals. So again, we could be going back to the polls in just a couple of years or less. But anyway, I'll stop interrupting myself. Let me know what you think in the comment sections. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.